Hi, my name's Suzanne. I worked with Sazu recently in a workshop to help increase the revenue in my business. I have been working in my business as a healer for about 15 years, and I'd reached a point where I was swamped with customers, but really not earning an awful lot of money, and it was becoming very tiring. I love what I do, absolutely love what I do every day. So I had hit a point where I had to make a decision about continuing in this work or finding another way to move it forward, because I was starting to head down the path of being burnt out and I really didn't want to go there. So I needed to look at how to change my business model and really make it work for me as well as my customers in a much more effective way. So I'd seen Sazu posting on Facebook and really resonated with a lot of the things that she was saying. So I joined a workshop that she ran over the course of a long weekend. It was a long weekend for me. And it was really intensive. It was fantastic. I really loved the nature of the workshop, doing that period of time and having that intensity going through. For me in particular, because I live in Australia, it was the middle of my night, so I was also feeling quite tired, and but that actually really added to the experience for me in a lot of ways, because it really, being tired, I think really helped me break down my own defenses and push through my comfort zone a lot more than I might have otherwise been able to. And that was one of the biggest things that I got out of working with Sazu, was really recognising where I was in my comfort zone and what I needed to do just to get out of that and to get to a much better place in my business. So I started seeing traction in my business almost immediately, and for me it was a time of year that's traditionally pretty quiet. So we did this towards the end of January, so we were focusing on it through February. And January, where I live, is really fairly quiet. But even leading into the workshop, I think just having the initial conversations, starting to plan for what it was that we were going to do, and running through the materials Sazu gave us initially really got me thinking and moving before we even started the workshop. So during January, I was actually experiencing a bit of an increase, although it was still in the way that I had been doing my business. So by the time we hit the ground running in February, I was really feeling that pull so strongly, and I was starting to see those changes. I was engaging with people, the way that I was thinking and feeling about my business. So during that time, my concept of what I do has really changed in a very positive way. It's helped me to see what I have been achieving all this time, and how I really can stand up now and make a much bigger difference than I had been making. And that has been such an empowering thing for me to understand. So it hasn't even really specialised it, utilised the skills that I already had. So there's been a lot that I've learned, and I would really recommend it to anybody who is wanting to make a really deep shift in their business. Looking superficially at how you do what you do, it's also looking at why you do what you do, which is the thing that really resonated for me in working with Sazu. The going in deep and the understanding why we're stuck where we're stuck, and working our way through that. So using the tools that she had for our mindset was probably one of the most valuable things for me. So I am not quite where I would like to be yet, but I can absolutely see the possibility now. I really feel like I'm safely on that journey, rather than it being a wish or a dream I might never achieve. So thank you, Sazu. It's been wonderful. I'm really grateful for
Can you
the work
give?
that you did with us.
Thank you. Can you give a little bit of a picture of what your your months prior was like compared to the February month?
Mm-hmm. The month before the workshop, I was seeing 12 to 15 clients a week, which is in my business, which is part-time, is a full-time load, which is wonderful, but very tiring because of the really intensive nature of what I do. In February, I really started to set up to see less clients, but in more detail. So I can take my clients now to a much deeper level. I have more money coming in that gives me the space to do that. So I really feel like I'm able to up-level the service I provide for my clients now because of that. It's created more space in my day, and I'm at the beginning of that at the moment. I know that I will transition into that more fully soon, so I feel like I'm just starting to make that change now, and February was a really great starting point, but I am still running my business the way that I had been because I've still got commitments to my current customers or my previous customers, but already I can see just with the initial changes that I've made that I am creating that space in my business, and that gives me even more inspiration because I know that with that I can then start to create more in my business too. I'm not just so busy with just dealing with the day-to-day work that I can now take my clients further, and I can take my business further as well, and I can really do the work that I want to do on myself and my business to keep improving that every day. So hopefully that answers?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Period.